Good morning. I'm here at Three Oaks Farm, small farm I own in rural Missouri. I'm technically a rural Missourian. There's a story behind it. I'm not going to tell it. It's my business. But I'm out here looking at a mess I got to clean up where I went to college. And that's okay, but my age caught up with me some and a couple of ailments, and I offer healing services. Well, my guide, there's a Native American guide that visits me. He says that's non-determinate when you're a healer. And I've read books that agree with that. They agree that if the healing person is knocked out of balance enough, they can exhibit symptoms and also become sick, even as a healer. So I got a couple ailments. I'm in hospice. Fortunately, I have a little income, and I have enough to eat and a little small place to live. But I'm sharing information on YouTube and on Instagram and the other tumbles and Twitters and Facebook about my life and the prophesied 666 and how that all works out as best as I have been shown. And there's always the one side or the other of, the personal bias, the ethnic group's bias. The way they interpret has a lot to do with their own bias, and I try not to do that. I mean, anybody can get got, right? So I try not to do that, and I try to refer to things the way they are given to me. You might catch the rat race taking us under and have to reprimand and say, well, you didn't say that. Well, okay, that might happen, and be aware of that. But what I'm sharing has to do with directly the 666 conflict that Rome gives you, knowing when they created it during Masada, the battle of the revolution of the Jews. Well, they were oppressing the Jews and stuff. You have to do your history. And I've got nearby a bachelor's degree in computer science, the top paid job in the college curriculum today in the United States. And I didn't get that. My school got sued, public information, for $500 million. And I smelled a rat. I'm an empath. I knew something was going on in that financial department, and that's kind of not a good place to have it go on, but I kept checking and checking and checking. Surprise, they got me for 8 classes, wanted me to pay for them. No, I don't have to. I spent 30 minutes extra walking around with the phone on hold while you fixed it. That's my story. So I didn't waste what the government supplied me as a college loan, but I didn't get my education either, so I have trouble with that. And I'm not paying them. I got a fixed income, and I'm hurt. I can't do yard chores or anything to make up the balance if I had to make my little $400 extra on a Social Security check. And that's not really public information, but I'm not really shy about it because it's going to be fairly easy to figure out in my life. I'm not on the job. You see the money at my house, take some. Somebody can figure that out. So, I mean, as far as discretion or being discreet, I don't try to tell my business, and I think that's wise. But some things you might as well hell, you know what I mean? Ain't you ever heard somebody say, well, you might as well hell, once 3 people know about it. Well, if intuition and evidence is true in the Bible, then this man is getting some money somewhere. So that's why I go ahead and tell that. And I do believe that to be true out of even a Roman Bible. They created a Bible knowing that you weren't going to be able to trust it because it came from their hands. I mean, it's like being bit by the same snake twice. They destroyed the Jews. They oppressed them during their stay, in Jerusalem during the time that Christ was there. They oppressed the Jew and they got taxes and things, for whatever services. The same way America goes to a different country and they infiltrate or whatever we call it, and they stand outside the stores and all up and down the streets, military. Well, you had your Roman soldiers, and the best I can figure it out, doing all the material and everything I've been shown, there's been nothing to conflict. Like tying my shoes in the morning, nothing conflicts that, so I don't have any reason to dig any deeper. So what I've been shown to date, has it that kind of oppression was going on? Well, they created the Bible upon the revolution of the Jews. They were going to fight against the Romans and had organized, and that's when they created your Bible, right during the end part of the Battle of Masada. They decided to pick up the Bible. They had their trader that Joseph or something was his name, the trader, Josephine or something like that. Not Jesus' dad, but you know, Joseph, whatever his name was, the trader. And he helped him with arrangements, God had said, because some of the Jews could remember, the way the word was, the scribes and the Pharisees, the students of the word and stuff. But a lot of them were illiterate, according to theologians, and they had one every once and so often go up and recite the Ten Commandments. And he had his little box that went on his wrist, so the boys would wear that so they could refer to it. Half of them probably had to get somebody else to read it if they didn't know. Kind of like a man in cowboy times in America that couldn't read, but he could recognize reward if it was on a poster, or wanted, or maybe mercantile. He might go through town and recognize, mercantile on the storefront. But so that's probably about the speed of some of the ones. It's your day to get up and recite the Ten Commandments. You could probably read that much. So you had Josephine helping the Romans with, well, they couldn't read. The writer was like me looking at Chinese writing. The Romans can't read Jewish writing except for the same manner. Some adept souls given the, different strokes for different folks. This guy is adept at doing that well. So he could kind of double check whatever Josephine the trader was helping him with. He could double check it because he was adept at that. He was really good. He had the knack for that. So anyway, that kind of stuff's going on, and you can't trust the Roman Bible, and they knew that. Romans are known to be military giants, and to lay that down without tact, no, that's not going to happen, and I think you'll agree. A jury of 12 is going to agree that no, they didn't put the money and effort into publicizing, killing people, burning them for heresy if they had anything to say against what the Roman church was doing, burn them at stake. Didn't allow you to have a Bible for 1,000 years till Constantine gave it to you, tactfully. No, Roman politics is every bit of what American or any other government system, tactfully. You had your business analysis, your financial advisors, you had your, everything. You would have a system developed and refine that system every time light comes that showed you there was a better way. Well, that's what I'm trying to do is get down to the light that's been shown and to share it with you. So this is about an 8-minute flick. We'll try to keep them less than 10 and 15 minutes. You have a nice day. Enjoy. 3 Oaks, numeral 1.com. Later.